This is an urgent warning placed before you, not to make you panic, but to keep you from stepping into things that could break your heart. My child, I want you to pause in this moment and listen with all the softness that remains within your heart. Because not every warning comes like thunder across the sky. Some warnings come through the gentle voice of a father who sees his child drawing near to a place of danger before the child has recognized it. I know you have heard many calls throughout your life, and you have passed through many sounds competing for your attention, but this word has not come to blend into that noise. This word has come to pull you out of distraction, bring you back to safety, and remind you that there are moments when, if you know how to stop, the whole direction ahead of you can be changed by grace. I do not want you to cry long tears because you ignored what I once reminded you of. I do not want you to look back in regret and say, if only I had listened sooner. If only I had been more awake. If only I had kept my heart closer to me while the call was still clear. My beloved child, serious things do not always appear in frightening forms. Sometimes they begin with a small choice that seems harmless. A relationship that gradually pulls your heart away from peace. A decision covered by temporary emotion. An invitation that looks bright on the outside, but carries the seed of pain within it. I see what is hidden beneath the surface, what your eyes cannot yet see through. I see traps woven into familiarity, turns that seem shorter yet lead you into weariness, and things that are silently pulling you away from my presence. Therefore, I will not remain silent. I will not stand far away and watch you wrestle alone with what you do not yet have the clarity to recognize. I draw near to you with a reminder full of love. Place my hand upon your shoulder and say, my child, stop, look carefully, and let me lead you through this part of the road. I know you have carried more than others can see. There are days when you still go outside, still smile, still do what must be done, while inside you is a weariness that is not easy to name. There are sorrows you hide very deeply, not because you do not hurt, but because you have grown used to enduring alone. There are tears you have swallowed back, prayers that have become nothing more than sighs. Nights when you looked into the silence and wondered whether anyone truly understood what you were going through. I want you to know that I was there. I saw every moment when you trembled and still tried to stand firm. I heard even what you did not say. I remembered every time you chose not to collapse, even when your heart felt as though it had reached the very bottom. Not one pain of yours has been taken lightly by me, and not one silent tear has fallen outside of my care. Because I see you, I also see the things trying to weaken you. There is a silent struggle around your life, not to steal your worth, because that worth was placed within you by me from the beginning, but to make you forget whom you belong to. There are voices that want to plant doubt in you, that want you to believe I have delayed too long, that you have been forgotten, that your prayers no longer matter. There are pressures that want to bend your faith, causing you to choose too quickly a road without peace, simply because you are tired of waiting. But my child, do not let weariness hand the power of decision over to fear. Do not let a painful season cause you to draw the wrong conclusion about my love. I am still the one near you, still the place you can run back to, Still the arms that do not close against your weakness. This warning has not come to condemn you, but to awaken the light within you that has been covered by the dust of anxiety. I do not speak to you with cold anger, but with the compassion of one who does not want you to wander into darkness. When a father sees his child about to step onto a road filled with thorns, that father will call the child back with all the urgency in his heart. Urgency is not a sign of a lack of love. It is love itself that makes me unable to remain silent. If I left you to walk on without reminding you, that would be the truly frightening thing. But I am speaking, which means you are still being sought. I am drawing you back, which means you can still return. I am stirring your heart, which means there is still a bright door open before you. Therefore, stay awake, my beloved child. Observe what is approaching your life with eyes washed clean by wisdom. Do not look only at the outward appearance of an opportunity. Look at the peace that comes with it. Do not listen only to someone's sweet words. Look at the fruit it produces in your heart. Do not run only after what excites you for a moment. Ask whether it brings you closer to me or draws you away from the purity I am cultivating within you. There are traps that do not appear as deep pits, but as smooth roads, easy to walk, decorated with attractive promises. But if you allow me to guide you, I will place within your heart a quiet knowing. When something does not belong to you, your heart will not be at rest. When something is from me, even if you still tremble, you will feel a deep stream of peace supporting your steps. I also want you to understand that courage does not mean you are not afraid. Courage is when you still choose to stand close to me while fear tries to pull you away. Courage is when you do not let darkness decide the final word over your life. Courage is when you dare to say to me that you do not know what to do, but you still want me to hold your hand. You do not need to pretend to be strong before me. You do not need to hide your weakness or dress your pain in beautiful words. Come to me just as you are. Let me touch the broken place, the place where you thought no one would have enough patience to stay. I do not turn away from your wounds. I enter them with tenderness, because in the very place where you think you have fallen apart, I can begin the deepest work of restoration. Perhaps you are wondering what will happen, what is coming, what I want you to avoid. But my child, the most important thing first is not to know every detail, but to return to the posture of listening when your heart is too full of noise. It is easy for you to overlook small signs. When you are too tired from worrying, it is easy for you to grab the first thing that promises relief. When you crave a quick answer too much, it is easy for you to mistake a door that was never meant for you. I want you to slow down, not so that you will lose an opportunity, but so that you will not be swept into something disguised as an opportunity. I want you to be still in me, not to delay the blessing, but so that you may recognize the true blessing when it comes. Haste often clouds your eyes, but peace in me will help you see more clearly. Remember that you are not fighting alone. Even if you feel as though you are standing in a great wind, I am still the refuge covering you. Even if you feel pressures surrounding you, I still set boundaries that darkness cannot cross if you remain under my guidance. Even if you feel small before what is coming, I am still greater than every plan that rises against your peace. I do not promise that you will never face trials, but I do promise that you will not be abandoned in them. I do not say that your road will never tremble, but I do say that my hand is steady enough to keep you from falling into despair. What you need to do now is not let go of me, not close your ears to my voice, not allow fear to drag you out of the safe place. My love has opened for you. Now let this word become an anchor for your heart. Anchor your faith in the truth that I see. I know. I am preserving you. And I am warning you because I love you. Do not leave this moment with your mind scattered as before. Breathe more slowly. Lay your burdens down before me. And let your heart whisper a quiet, "Yes, Father." Please lead me. One sincere return is enough for light to begin opening the way. One decision to listen is enough to help you avoid much unnecessary pain. One moment of choosing to remain close to me can become the beginning point of the restoration you have longed for. My beloved child, a warning wrapped in love is not an ending, but an invitation into protection. I have not brought you here to threaten you, but to remind you that you are more precious than you think. Your life is not an object abandoned to the waves. Your future is not in the hands of fear. The days ahead of you are not determined only by what is against you, but by the one who is with you. Lift up your head, but do not become proud. Stay awake, but do not panic. Be careful, but do not despair. I am standing in the broken places to protect you, bringing light into what you have not yet seen, and loosening the things that want to make you stumble. Stay with me, my child, in my arms. You will find true safety. In my call, you will recognize the way home, and in my unchanging love, you will be preserved through what seems frightening, so that you may enter a season of peace that is deeper, brighter, and more enduring. Sometimes, when a storm is about to rise in your life, your heart begins to tremble, your eyes grow tired, and you wonder why I seem silent at the very moment you need to hear me most. You look around and see dark clouds covering everything. See answers still far away. See your prayers as though they have fallen into empty space. And then a quiet ache rises within you. Have I been forgotten? Does the Father no longer see me, my beloved child? I want you to hear this clearly. I am not far from you in the darkness, in the very thickest night. I am nearer to you than ever. The silence you feel is not proof of my absence, and the delay you are enduring is not evidence that I have rejected you. There are seasons when I do not answer in the way you expect, because I am doing something deeper than what you asked for. There are times when I do not calm the storm immediately, because I am teaching you to recognize that my hand still holds you even while the wind is still blowing. My power is not weakened by your tears, not limited by the circumstances you are facing, and not dimmed by the uncertainties within your heart. I am still the one who opens a way where there is no way, causes living water to flow in dry places, and turns what seemed like only an ending into the beginning of new life. So do not be quick to conclude that this storm has come to destroy you. There are winds allowed to blow, only enough to awaken strength you had forgotten you possessed in me. There are great waves allowed to rise, so you may learn to anchor yourself more deeply in my faithfulness. What you are seeing may look like a threat, but in my hands, even what threatens you can become a testimony. What frightens you today can become the very place where you will rise and say that I preserved you. What once made you think you would collapse can become a step leading you into maturity, steadiness, and peace you have never known before. You see only the clouded sky. I see the dawn being prepared behind it. You hear only the roaring wind. I hear the song of victory that will rise after the season of testing. You feel only the weight of the present. I see the day you will walk out of this with clearer eyes, a stronger heart, and a faith no longer easily shaken by every change. There are moments in life that do not merely pass through you, but shape you. They do not come to make you smaller, but to pull you out of fear, out of passivity, out of the habit of bowing your head before circumstances as though circumstances have the final word. And this is one of those moments. I do not want you to stand still in resignation, and I do not want you to remain silent before the lying voices trying to drown out my word. Do not let fear declare your future for you. Do not let old wounds continue writing your story. Do not let past disappointments convince you that breakthrough is no longer meant for you. The adversary has seen the light I placed within you, has seen the seeds of grace I planted in your life, and therefore it seeks to make you doubt the very thing I have spoken over you. It wants you to think you have been abandoned, that your efforts are meaningless, that your faithfulness is unseen, that you have prayed too long and nothing has changed. But I speak to you with the love and authority of a father. You have not been forgotten. Your name is held in my remembrance, and no dark season can erase you from my faithfulness. Even when others do not understand you, I still understand. Even when others leave, I remain. Even when those you once expected much from turn their backs, I do not change. My faithfulness does not depend on human loyalty, is not shaken by broken promises, and does not fade with time. I saw you in the moments when you chose to do what was right, though no one applauded. I saw you keep kindness in your heart while you yourself were hurting. I saw you forgive while wounds still remained within you. I saw you keep walking when all your strength seemed gone. These things did not pass before, my eyes like dust in the wind. Every quiet sacrifice, every time you swallowed a bitter word to preserve peace, every time you chose love instead of answering hurt with hurt, every time you stood up though you felt empty inside, all of it has been remembered by me in righteousness and mercy. You thought you were walking alone, but I was walking beside you through every stretch of the road you did not have strength to name. My beloved child, I know there are times when you are so tired that you no longer want to explain yourself to anyone. You do not want to retell your pain because you fear others will take it lightly. You do not want to speak of the battle inside because you fear being misunderstood. You simply exist quietly, trying to fulfill your duties, trying to smile, trying to keep life moving as though everything were normal. But I see deeper than that outward layer. I see the part of you that has become exhausted from being strong for too long. I see the questions you have buried, the hopes you do not dare mention again, the dreams you once laid down because you feared one more disappointment. And today I come not to rebuke you for being weak, but to remind you that you were not created to carry everything alone. I am the place where you can lay down your burden. I am the place where you can breathe again. I am the place where broken things are not despised, but held tenderly so they may be healed. You do not need to pretend before me. You only need to draw near and let me embrace your truth with unfading love. My promise for you is not fragile like the promises of human beings. What I have ordained over your life cannot be cancelled by a painful season, a betrayal, a failure, or a delay. You may be wounded, but you are not rejected. You may stumble, but you are not erased from my plan. You may pass through days when everything seems to fall apart, but I can still rebuild something more beautiful than you have ever known upon the ruins. What the adversary wants to use to make you bitter, I can transform into wisdom. What it wants to use to make you give up, I can turn into enduring strength. What it wants to use to close your life, I can turn into an opening that leads you into a more spacious place. Do not let your wound become your final definition. Pain has passed through you, but it does not have the right to name you. I am the one who calls you by your true name. You are loved, preserved, guided, and chosen for a purpose greater than what you have endured. Therefore, in this very hour, I invite you to rise within your heart before you see everything change outwardly. Let your faith rise in the storm, not only after the storm has passed. Let your trust speak while circumstances are still not favorable. Tell fear that it is not permitted to rule you. Tell doubt that it is not permitted to decide your future. Tell darkness that my light is still burning within you. You do not need to have every answer before you can believe. You do not need to feel strong before you can continue. As long as you hold on to me, day by day, breath by breath, through each small decision, I will lift you through what you thought you could never overcome. I will show you that breakthrough does not always begin with a great sound. Sometimes it begins with a heart that refuses to let go of me even while tears are still falling. Remember, my child, I never abandon you in the hour when you need me most. When you are weak, I do not turn away from you. I draw near to lift you. When you tremble, I do not condemn you. I place peace where there is shaking. When you no longer know what to pray for, I still understand your sighs. When you feel empty, I can still fill you with my gentle presence and holy power. Every generation has seen that my word is more enduring than storms. My mercy is deeper than the abyss, and my faithfulness surpasses every changing season. What you are going through is not the end of the story. It is only a chapter I will use to show that I can turn all things, renew all things, and make the very place that once threatened you become the place where you encounter me more deeply. So, be strong in heart. Do not be passive before my call. Do not let silence become surrender. Lift your heart up. Even if your hands are tired, keep believing. Even if your eyes have not yet seen, keep walking. Even if you do not yet know the whole road, I have gone before you. I am with you, and I will not leave you halfway through the journey. The storm may be great, but it is not greater than me. The night may be long, but it cannot stop the dawn I have appointed. The pain may be deep, but it is not deeper than my love for you, and what the adversary thought it would use to make you collapse, I will turn around as a testimony that you belong to me, are protected by me, and are being brought into a new season by my faithful hand. Just as I preserved Joseph through the days of betrayal, misunderstanding, and being carried into a foreign land, I will also lift you above the circumstances that now seem to surround you. My child, I want you to hear this deeply. What you are going through is not the period at the end of your story. Painful chapters do not have the authority to decide the ending of your life while my hand is still writing. Perhaps, at this moment, you see only broken pieces, winding paths, words that wounded you, and silences that have made your heart weary. But I see the whole picture. I see in you a journey that will not end in tragedy, but will be turned into a testimony of hope, so that one day those who are lost, abandoned, forgotten, and convinced they no longer have strength to stand, will look at you and know that my mercy still opens a way. Do not despise the prayers you spoke when you were exhausted. Do not think the trembling whispers in the late night have no value before me. There were times when you no longer had beautiful words to say, no strength left to explain everything in your heart. Only a choked breath turned toward me. But my beloved child, I heard. I heard even the things you could not put into sentences. I understood even the spaces between your sighs. Those prayers touched the holy place of my love. And from there, movements began. Though your eyes have not yet seen them, you may think everything is still silent. But in the hidden place, I am turning what must be turned, positioning the people, the times, the doors, and the opportunities that you cannot yet recognize. Behind every delay you once lamented is a sacred timing I have preserved. Behind every closed door that broke your heart is a greater opening being prepared by my wisdom. There are doors you once cried over because you could not pass through them. But if you knew what I protected you from behind them, you would bow your head in gratitude. There are people who left and made you feel as though you were not valuable enough. But if you looked through my light, you would understand that not everyone can walk with you into the new season. There are shattered plans that made you think your life had gone off course. But in my hand, even interruption can become a road leading you to what is more right. If you trust me in this season, you will not merely survive with the little breath you have left. You will grow, become stronger, deeper, clearer, and be placed somewhere you once did not dare believe you could stand. Those who once doubted you will have to see my faithfulness revealed over your life. Not so you may become proud or take revenge, but so every eye that once looked down on the work I am doing in you must recognize that I do not choose as human beings choose. I lift up the humble in my timing. I take what was despised and use it to make my name shine. I use seasons that seemed buried to prepare a season of fruitfulness. Therefore, do not be quick to draw conclusions about yourself based on where you stand today. A seed, while deep in the soil, may look as though it has been buried, but in truth, it is being covered so it can sprout. You are the same. There are dark places not meant to destroy you, but to cause the life I placed within you to begin rising more powerfully. Hear me, my beloved child. The wind may rise. The waves may crash violently. The noise around you may shake your heart. But I am the one with authority over the storm. No wind is stronger than my word. No wave is higher than my hand. You are anchored in my love. And that love is not fragile like human emotion, not changed by favorable seasons or adversity. When you feel you are sinking, I am still closer than your fear. When you think you no longer have strength to hold on, I am the one holding you. You do not need to fight the entire ocean by yourself. Lean on me. Let my peace become the quiet anchor that keeps you steady amid all that has not yet settled. Do not give up before your miracle arrives. Do not turn away right before the threshold to which I have led you after many months and days of hidden preparation. Some people walk away only one step before the door opens because they let weariness speak louder than faith. I do not want that for you. The very place where you feel weakest will be the place where I reveal my power most clearly. Not where you are most confident, not where you can control everything, but exactly where you know you need me more than ever. My light will shine powerfully. Your tenderness does not drive me away. It becomes the place where I place strength. Your trembling does not disappoint me. It is the place where I lift you with gentleness. Your helplessness is not the final failure. It can become the doorway through which you see me act in a way no one can deny. If fear tries to whisper that this word is only another empty sound, remember the times I lifted you when you had almost fallen. Remember the days when you thought you could not continue, and yet the next morning you were given more strength. Remember the circumstances you thought had ended completely, and yet I breathed new life into them. Remember the times you were pressed into a place that seemed to have no escape, and yet in a way you had not planned, you were carried through. Those memories are not merely stories of the past, they are stones marking my faithfulness along your journey. If I preserved you in the past, I can still preserve you today. If I opened a way when you saw no way, I can do it once more. I am not finished with you. Do not let one painful season make you think your whole life has been defined by injury. Do not let one betrayal make you think, my love is as fragile as the human heart. Do not let one failure cause you to call yourself by a name I have never called you. I am fighting for you in ways you have not yet seen, covering you from things you do not yet know, softening the places within you that have hardened because of too many blows. I will not allow tragedy to write the final chapter of your life while you are still in my hands. What once wounded you can be transformed by me into wisdom. What once made you cry can become a stream of comfort for others. What once made you think you had been abandoned can become testimony that I never left you. You are covered in my redeeming love, guarded by holy watchfulness, and protected by my promise. Let this truth go deep into the place where you most often doubt. You are my beloved. No evil scheme has enough power to erase your name from my heart. No human betrayal can cancel the plan I placed upon you. No financial hardship can exhaust my provision. No sickness can render me powerless. No emotional night is so deep that my light cannot reach it. These things may hurt you, may tire you, may cause you to stop so that you can be healed, but they cannot separate you from my love. So stand firm a little longer. My child, breathe in my presence, and do not allow fear to decide what you will believe. Your story is still being written by mercy, by restoration, and by my hand that never trembles. What looks like ruin today can become the foundation for something new. What hurts you today can become the place where I place healing oil. What makes you feel small today can become the place where I reveal the greatness of grace. Trust me in this season, not because you understand everything, but because you know I am the one holding the ending. And when the appointed time comes, You will look back over the road behind you and realize that even when you thought you were sinking, I was still lifting you above the waters with love that never lets go.